So our next storyteller is Shelby Rooney from Thunder Bay. Shelby has been in recovery for over a year. She works in harm reduction and uses her lived experience to support others facing addiction and trauma. Shelby is passionate about breaking stigma and showing people that change is possible. She shares her story to inspire hope and remind others they're not alone. Please welcome everyone, Shelby Rooney.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very grateful to be here today to share a piece of my story with you. My recovery doesn't start with childhood or trauma or even addiction. It starts in a place I never expected to find clarity: jail. For over 10 years, I found myself in the depths of addiction, trapped in a cycle that felt impossible to carry. My addiction was deeply tied to the pain and trauma I carried. I lived a mentally and physically exhausting lifestyle, full of abuse, self-destruction, and pain. I used drugs to cope, to survive, and to forget. But all it ever did was bury me deeper. By the time I was behind bars, I had already lost a lot: my freedom, my direction, and people that I loved. I was locked up, stripped of everything I thought that made me strong: drugs, chaos, distraction. I was emotionally numb, spiritually broken, and physically exhausted. But jail gave me something that I hadn't had in years: time. Time with a clear mind, time to be still, time to face myself without the noise, the chaos, or the drugs. I started to attend NA meetings when I was in jail. At first, I went just to get out of my cell. I didn't expect anything to come out of it. But then I started hearing things that hit me right in the heart. I heard stories that sounded like mine and pain that mirrored my own. I started to feel less alone. For the first times, words like hope and freedom didn't sound impossible. For the first time in over 10 years, I was present enough to listen, and something inside me shifted. I realized that I wasn't beyond saving, and that I still had a chance. That's when I made the most important decision of my life. With a clear mind and a desperate heart, I sat down with the addictions worker and did the intake for live-in treatment right there in jail. I knew I needed help. I knew I couldn't go back to the life that I had been living. That decision marked the beginning of everything. That decision marked a turning point. I wasn't just surviving anymore, I was preparing to live. And even before I got out, I did something that took more courage than I had ever imagined. I asked for help. I called my mom and told her that I was ready. I told her I did not want to die out there. I didn't want to keep hurting myself and everyone who loved me. And instead of rejection, I was met with love. I was met with understanding. My mom told me that if I did the work to better myself, that I had my family's support and a safe place to live. Asking for help saved my life. I want others to know it's okay to not have all of the answers. It's okay to say, I need you. There's so much strength in asking for help. It's not weakness, it's the first step to freedom. When I was released from jail, something beautiful happened. I wasn't alone. I walked out to find my mom and her husband waiting for me. They didn't meet me with judgment. They met me with open arms, with love and support. They were ready to bring me home, not to fix me, but to walk with me as I tried to fix myself. That love gave me strength, and that moment gave me hope. It reminded me that I still had people in my corner and that I was worth showing up for. They gave me a chance to build a better life. Their belief in me helped me to believe in myself. I didn't go back to the streets. I went home. I lived with my family until it was time to go to treatment. My mom took a whole month off work to spend time with me, to make sure I was okay, to give me stability and care that I hadn't felt in so long. She gave me space to breathe, to rest, and to prepare for the hard work ahead. That time with her laid a foundation of safety and love that I needed to move forward. And then I went to treatment. Treatment wasn't easy. It was hard. I had to face every emotion I had buried. I had to feel things I had spent years trying to numb. I had to speak truths I had buried so deep, I almost forgot they were there. I cried. I got angry. I wanted to run more than once. I had to sit with shame, loss, trauma, and I had to learn how to live without numbing it. But I also started healing. I started learning who I was without the drugs and without the trauma clouding everything. I found pieces of myself that I thought were gone for good. Pieces like courage, softness, and hope. Someone told me something while I was in treatment that I will never forget. You have to put a voice to your pain. I found my voice, my resilience, and other people who understood what it was like to carry invisible wounds. A big part of my healing came through reconnecting with culture. In treatment, I was introduced to cultural healing, something I had never experienced before in a meaningful way. Ceremony, traditional teachings, smudging, sharing circles, those things weren't just comforting, they were life-changing. They reached a part of me that nothing else ever had. It connected me to something bigger than myself. My healing wasn't just mental or physical, it became spiritual. Cultural healing grounded me in identity and community and helped me to begin to truly reclaim my spirit. It helped me to feel like I belonged. And after treatment, I didn't stop. I kept going. I committed to aftercare programming. I moved into sober living where I learned how to live in community again, how to be accountable, and how to build a life from the ground up. I surrounded myself with people who were on the same path, people who understood the fight, who weren't afraid of the dark because they had walked through it too. I went to counseling. I faced the trauma that haunted me, memories of abuse, exploitation, and of losing people that I loved to overdose. I had to learn to live with those losses, how to forgive myself, and how to trust again. I had to unlearn the lie that I was broken beyond repair. It was the hardest thing that I've ever done. But I stayed. Even when it hurt, I stayed. Because I knew deep down that I was finally becoming the woman that I was meant to be. Then I was lost. I was chasing numbness. I was disconnected from everything and everyone. I was lying, stealing, surviving. I had no self-worth. I was stuck in a cycle of destruction, telling myself that it was too late to change. But now I am grounded. I am honest. I am connected to my spirit, to my community, and to the people that I love. I have self-respect. I have goals. I feel my emotions fully, and I face life with open eyes and an open heart. I am not surviving anymore. I am living. And I choose to stay clean, not just for myself, but for the people that I've lost to the disease of addiction. People that I loved, people who didn't get the same chance that I did. I carry their memory with me, and I walk this path for them too. Today, I don't wear my past as shame. I wear it as armor. Every painful moment has shaped me into someone strong and someone real. I've turned pain into power and sadness into strength. I've learned that healing isn't just possible, it's worth it. And through it all, I've come to understand something that's been at the heart of my healing. Addiction isolates, but recovery connects. Healing happens in community. It happens when we let people in, when we allow ourselves to be known, seen, and loved. Connection is what pulled me out of the dark, and it's what keeps me in the light. Recovery didn't give me my old life back. It gave me something better, a brand new life that I'm proud of. I'm proud to say that I've earned my high school diploma, something I never thought I'd achieve. I'm present now with my family, with my friends, and with myself. I laugh with them, cry with them, and truly live alongside them. And today, I'm honored to work for the Elizabeth Fry Society, helping other women navigate the path that I once walked. I get to give back what was so freely given to me: compassion, support, and hope. I have a life built on truth, on love, and purpose, and I keep choosing that life every single day. The reason I wanted to share my story is simple. I want to recover out loud, because I know there's someone out there who feels hopeless the way that I once did. Someone who thinks they're too far gone. But I'm here to say, you're not. Addiction does not define you. Your past does not define you. You can heal, you can rebuild, and you can create a life that you're proud of. I'm living proof. If my story helps even one person believe that, then every scar was worth it. Today, I stand before you with 470 sober days. This is my recovery, this is my life now, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you.